Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. Day 2 of free agency has been quiet for the Bears, but a lot of rumors are circulating, including around the possibility of trading for one Austin Ekeler. Ekeler's 2023 cap hit is $6.25 million. The Chargers are letting him seek a trade, which I certainly find interesting. And look, until David Montgomery re-signs or signs elsewhere, the Bears are in need of a second back, whether that comes in free agency, via trade, or in the NFL draft. Now, Austin Ekeler does a little bit of everything. 915 rushing yards, 722 rushing yards, over 200 carries, over 100 catches, 18 total touchdowns. He's been a touchdown machine over the past couple of years. If you've had him in fantasy football, you would know that. And I like his game a lot. I'll give more thoughts on how I feel if whether or not the Bears should have interest. Austin F. at Pod Guy Fuchs, who does a Bears podcast, he claims that he's hearing there is legit buzz surrounding Ekeler, misspelled, not by us, by him, and the Bears, definitely interest from polls. He also added this as well. If the price is too high, I'd rather them draft Bijan Robinson, but man, I love Ekeler, would be fun here. I don't know how much you love him if you can't spell his name right, but I don't know if this is legit or not. I don't know if this is, if he has any connection to the franchise. I won't say he does or he doesn't. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I think the point remains that, yeah, Khalil Herbert's a good back. Treston Ebner showed virtually nothing as a rookie, for being completely honest. I think as an RB3, he's fine, but you need another back to pair with Herbert, whether Herbert's RB1 or someone else ends up being RB1. I still really like David Montgomery and would like to bring him back. Here's my overall take. I like Ekeler. He's probably a better player than David Montgomery with his pass-catching ability, which Monty does as well, but not to the level that Ekeler does. But you're going to have to trade a draft pick to get him. Plus, you're going to have to sign him to an extension, because that's a big part of this. He wants a contract extension, which is why the Chargers are letting him pursue this, because it sounds like they don't want to sign him to one as he enters the final year of his deal. I would probably rather re-sign Montgomery or draft a running back. That's probably what I would prefer. The $6.25 million cap hit this year isn't that much for a running back of Ekeler's caliber, but to trade a middle-round draft pick potentially and sign him to an extension when he's already 27, I just don't know if that makes sense when you could just re-sign Monty, someone you know and is still only 25, or draft someone in April's NFL draft. So pick a running back. Who would you rather have? Type DM for David Montgomery. Type AE for Austin Ekeler. Let me know down in the comment section below. Which running back would you rather see in Chicago next season? DM for Montgomery or AE for Austin Ekeler. Let's talk about Orlando Brown as we shift back to free agency a little bit here. There's an update-ish from Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter said something interesting on NFL Live today, and we'll get to the full quote in a second, but essentially that the NFL is viewing, like most teams, view him as a right tackle, not a left tackle, where he's played the past couple of years. If you remember, first 2 years of his career, he played right tackle in Baltimore, played left tackle for 1 year with the Ravens when Ronnie Stanley got hurt, and then he wanted to get traded from Baltimore so he could keep playing left tackle because left tackles make more money in the NFL. Here's what Schefter had to say. Chicago would seem to make a lot of sense, but he wants a lot of money. The league views him as a right tackle, but he wants to be paid as a left tackle. And I've said that a lot recently, that he can play both spots, but I think he's more concerned about the money. He'll play either spot if you pay him left tackle money. Will the Bears do that? We'll explore that here in a second, but I do want to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Fume. We all have bad habits, and we certainly know how hard they can be to kick those bad habits. But Fume is going to help you get back on the right track, and you can too by going to tryfume.com/chatsports. Our sponsor is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much out of Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is really powerful and it really hits the back of the throat. I love their different flavors. You've got the white cranberry, the maple pepper, the crisp mint. It's very easy to hold and to use. Check out their different flavors by going to tryfume.com/chatsports. Now, I do want to make this clear. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. So head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That is tryfum.com/chatsports, code chatsports to get 10% off the Journey Pack today. Back to our Orlando Browns. So you look at how he graded out this past year for PFF, and I've mentioned this a couple of times on this show. Overall grade's pretty solid. Started out the year slow, but finished strong. Thought he played well in the playoffs overall, and he kind of did the same thing the year before in 2021. Started slow, finished the year well. Here's the reality for Orlando Brown. He can play both tackle spots. That's valuable to have. He can play left, he can play right. Here's the problem. He has wanted to reset the tackle market for 2 years now. He wanted to last offseason. Chiefs wouldn't do it, so they franchise tagged him. I think they got tired of that negotiating tactic, so they just let him go and signed Juwan Taylor. And he's not going to get a deal that surpasses Trent Williams. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, $20 million per year for him? Maybe. Like, I like Orlando Brown, but is he a great scheme fit on paper? The answer is no. I think he's a damn good player. Can you convince him to play right tackle? DaBearsBlog, who's pretty tapped in to the Bears franchise, says he's hearing all the Orlando Brown chatter, and I'll repeat what I've said before. Bears are not paying him high-end left tackle money. They see him on the other side. So that would be a checkbox in the Adam Schefter quote of the league views him as a right tackle. Seems like the Bears are in that camp as well, and the Bears are not going to pay him left tackle money, franchise money, to play right tackle. Could they get him on the Mike McGlinchey deal? I don't know. That was about $17.5 a year. Seems like Brown would want a lot more, but we'll have to wait and see. His options could be dwindling as we progress here. Should the Bears sign Orlando Brown? That's the big question. Type S for sign or P for pass. If you could convince him to play right tackle, I would love to see it because I personally think he's a better right tackle than left tackle, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. S for sign or P for pass. And I will say this, if you don't sign Orlando Brown, you're kind of out of upper tier options on the free agent market because Kaleb McGary, which this is shocking, 3 years, $34.5 million deal to go back to the Falcons, only $11.5 million per year, which is about $6 million less per year than what Mike McGlinchey got, and they're very much in the same tier. I'll be honest, I would have paid this. This is the first time in free agency so far where I look at the Bears and I'm like, did you miss an opportunity here? Is this a miss? I will say this. Ryan Poles, when it comes to offensive linemen especially, is a big measurables guy. Kaleb McGary has short arms. And for a tackle, he especially has short arms. I understand that. But you need a right tackle. He's a solid player. He's a damn good run blocker. And he's good enough as a pass protector. Is he great there? No. But he is an upgrade from what you've had at right tackle. With the Bears apparently being in on Mike McGlinchey, I am shocked that they did not consider getting Kaleb McGary at, give him $13 million per year, a little bit more than what Atlanta gave. I'm surprised by that, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 63,000 subscribers. Help us get there here on the channel. I think we're less than 200 away. So join the movement. We'll be live again tomorrow for day 3 of NFL free agency. So be sure to rock and roll with us for that. All right, so the Bears were doing something today, just not in free agency. They attended Northwestern's Pro Day, which, by the way, violation by Northwestern to have a Pro Day on day 2 of free agency. That is just unbelievably bad, but that's neither here nor there. Ryan Poles was there. Matt Eberflus was there. 6 other staffers, including offensive line coach Chris Morgan, was there. You can see Poles and Flus there with Pat Fitzgerald, the Northwestern head coach. I will say this, at least it's just down the road for Poles and Flus. It's not like they have to fly across the country to go see some good prospects, which Northwestern has two good ones. Obviously, Peter Skoronski, the offensive lineman, he's a real option, I would say, right now for the number 9 pick. You don't have a right tackle. Maybe he could kick out there. Maybe you play him at guard. We'll see what happens. And then also, Adetomiwa Adebaware, I think is a round 2 or 3 option, is very good. Producer Coop shaking his head like, damn good pronunciation. I've been practicing because he might be a Bear. But, yeah, that's the point. Like, you've got a couple of guys here that I think the Bears would be very interested in. Adebawari can play 3-tech or edge. Peter Skoronski's got that tackle guard versatility, we think. So I don't blame them for attending that pro day at all. You got to check out what those two guys are all about. So what should the Bears do with the number 9 pick? Who should they draft? Let me know in the comments. Is Skoronski the guy? Paris Johnson Jr. Could be an option if you don't get Orlando Brown. Bijan Robinson, defensive line. There's certainly a lot of directions the Bears could go. Let me know what you would do with the number 9 pick. And just to rehash what the Bears have done in free agency so far, no signings here on day 3. Kari Blasingame, 2-year deal to return as a fullback. TJ Edwards, 3 years, $19.5 million. I love that signing, $12 million guaranteed. Nate Davis, 3 years, $30 million, almost $20 guaranteed to help protect Justin Fields. Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker, 4 years, $72 million, $50 million guaranteed. Also, the deal that came in last night, filmed that video at home, DeMarcus Walker, 3 years, $21 million with $15 guaranteed. Been a quiet day too, but the Bears still have around $50 million in cap space. They obviously have to make more moves. Like, they got to get to a cap floor, so it's not like they're done. Still things to come, still names out there that they can target, so stay patient. You can follow me on social media for more real in-time updates at HGrahamNFL. I'm Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon. If no signing happens tonight, we'll be back tomorrow with another video.